What's up guys, thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Nick Burke, and today I'm going to be teaching you about men's skincare. I know this is something that a lot of guys don't really talk about. They think about it, but they actually don't talk about it and then go through the steps to have a good kind of daily skincare routine. Today, I wanted to show you my specific daily skincare routine. That way you can keep your skin acne-free and healthy. In this video, you're gonna learn my morning skincare routine, my nighttime skincare routine, as well as a few additional tips that I personally use every day to help keep my skin healthy. I personally don't think men's skincare is covered enough or even talked about enough, just because it's usually portrayed as either unmanly or, just not a priority amongst all the other topics surrounding men's health, fashion, hairstyle, grooming, things like that. But fellas, let's face it, at the end of the day, we all want to look good, so we need to openly talk about this more and kind of incorporate it into our daily habits. Now, before I get into my actual morning and nighttime skincare routine, I wanted to just give you a few tips that I do every single day to help keep my skin healthy and hydrated. So for my first tip, I highly recommend that you drink a ton of water and keep your body and skin hydrated throughout the day. Something that I do to kind of help keep me hydrated throughout the day, I tend to use this big boy right here. This is 64 ounces of water that I just carry around with me. It's actually recommended that you drink 64 ounces of water, which, to kind of give you a rough estimate, is about 4 plastic water bottles. So basically you need to be drinking 64 ounces every single day. So I highly recommend that you go out there, you find a reusable water bottle, you just carry this with you. That way you're just constantly staying hydrated. I'll link in the description below the specific water bottle that I have that you can honestly get at Costco or even on Amazon, things like that. For my tip number 2, in addition to kind of drinking more water throughout the day, I highly recommend, if you're planning kind of a social night out with some friends where you're gonna be drinking booze, things like that, to really plan ahead and kind of just make sure that you're drinking a ton of water ahead of time. That way you're kind of prepping for a night where you're drinking mainly alcohol and other liquors as opposed to drinking water. Plus, when you're just drinking, beer and other liquors, things like that, you tend to have to go to use the restroom way more often. Think about it when you're at the bar, things like that. So basically you're losing even more water, therefore your body and your skin is becoming even more dehydrated. So again, something that I do kind of prepping for my night out, I will chug a bunch of water a few hours prior to when I have to leave and meet up with some friends. Then after I come home, I usually chug even more water right before I go to bed to really rehydrate my skin while I'm sleeping. So a little side tip for all of y'all out there too is something that I do all the time, especially in college. I would actually put like a water bottle on my bed, somewhere like by my pillows or something like that. That way I visually have to see it. So if I'm ever, coming home late from hanging out with some friends or at the bars, things like that, I will see the water bottle just chilling there on my bed. And then that'll kick into my brain like, okay, I should probably drink some water before I go to sleep. So it's just something that I highly recommend you do. So something that I do as well before I go out and meet up with friends, I usually just throw in some extra face moisturizer to kind of keep my face moisturized throughout the evening. And then when I come home at night, I will go through my nighttime skincare routine and put on even more moisturizer after that. Usually, especially after you're knocking a few back, the after part is super tough to kind of just be consistent with your nighttime routine. So another thing you could do too, similar to the water, is to actually put your face moisturizer out along with your water. That way, again, you visually see it and it kind of kicks in that you need to go through your nighttime skincare routine before you go to bed. My last and final tip before I go through my actual routine is pretty generic, and you probably hear it all the time, but it is to avoid a lot of sugar in your diet. Obviously, you shouldn't be eating a ton of like cookies, cakes, candy, things like that. Usually high sugar diets will cause inflammation to your skin. Therefore, that could potentially lead you to have more breakouts and just more acne in general. I get it, like, we're all human, we all have those kind of sugar cravings, but something that I do whenever I have like a craving for sugar, this is kind of a tip that I do, especially at night. But basically, I just bought a NutriBullet, and for those of you that don't know, it's kind of just like a mini almost food processor that you can make smoothies and protein shakes, things like that. So basically what I do is I just take a bag of frozen fruit, some water, throw it into this NutriBullet, and then it makes this quick smoothie, which usually fixes my sugar craving while providing me with a good snack in between meals. So I highly recommend to invest in one if you don't already have one. Again, so those are just some small tips and tricks that I do every day to kind of help keep my skin healthy and acne free. I would highly recommend that you try those out, see if they work for you. But at the end of the day, you know, everyone has different skin. Some are more oily than others. Some are more dry than others. So you just kind of have to figure out what works best for you, your genetics, and your skin. Now that we got those tips out of the way, I'm going to jump into my morning skincare routine, followed by my nighttime skincare routine. So let's go. So for my morning routine, I will usually just hop in the shower the first thing in the morning. What I'll do first is just kind of wet my face a little bit to get off the oil and excess dirt. I'll then use my Clean and Clear foaming facial cleanser to kind of start washing my face. Basically for me, I love doing this in the shower just because it's simple and convenient, especially if I'm running late or in a hurry. So that's kind of why I just do it in the shower. Next, once I hop out of the shower and towel dry my body, I will then take my CeraVe facial moisturizer lotion with SPF 30. Guys, you want to make sure that you are having a facial moisturizer with SPF. That way it protects your face and skin from the UVA and UVB rays. It's such a crucial thing to kind of help keep your skin clean and healthy. So I highly recommend getting something with at least SPF 30. So basically when I put this facial moisturizer on, I will make sure to focus on the T-zone, which is pretty much the forehead, the nose, and the cheeks. Make sure you're being gentle when you're applying the facial moisturizer. You don't want to be too rough on your skin. Something that I do as well is I apply the moisturizer to my neck. That way it kind of just helps keep my entire face area hydrated and clean throughout the day. Long story short, keep this routine simple and convenient. That way you do it every morning. So to start off my nighttime routine, I will just start to wash my face with some warm water in the sink. I just want to make sure that I am removing any excess dirt or oil that I accumulated throughout the day. Then I'll take my hand towel and start drying my face. Guys, you want to make sure you are using a separate hand towel to wash your face with. You do not want to use the same towel that you use to shower with just because there's excess dirt that accumulates on that towel. For my nighttime routine, I use a Olay Deep Clean Facial Cleanser, and basically I will just put a dime-sized piece onto my fingers, and then again, I am focusing on the T-zone of my face. So basically that is, again, my forehead, my nose, my cheeks, and my chin area. So basically you just want to make sure that you are being extra gentle when you're using especially a deep clean facial cleanser, because you are pretty much exfoliating your skin and getting deep down into your pores. You just want to make sure that you are rubbing pretty much all over, and some key areas to focus as well is around your nose area, because you can really build up some excess oil there throughout the day. You also want to focus on under your eyes as well, and around your neck area. Next, you're going to wash off the facial cleanser with some warm water. Guys, make sure you aren't using scorching hot water because it will dry up and even damage your skin, so make sure it is warm to lukewarm. Then I'm going to take that same hand towel and start to pat dry my face. The reason why I pat dry my face is this is the stage where my skin is most fragile, so I just want to make sure I'm being extra careful and not rubbing too deeply with the towel. Next, I'll then take the same CeraVe facial moisturizer and start to apply that to my skin. It's up to you guys. You can get a different facial moisturizer without the SPF for your nighttime routine, but I usually just use the same facial moisturizer just to save the headache of having to buy a different one. Again, I'm focusing on the T-zone, making sure I get my forehead, my nose, my cheeks, and my chin area. Again, some key areas to focus is around the nose because a lot of oil builds up there throughout the day. You also want to make sure you are getting your forehead and under your eyes because those spots are the most vulnerable parts of your face. So just make sure you're getting pretty much all over your face. So for my last step in my nighttime routine, I will apply a rosehip seed oil by the brand The Ordinary.
And this was actually recommended by my girlfriend and has been a huge help to my sensitive skin. Basically, this oil just locks in all the moisture when I sleep at night and has been a huge help with keeping my skin clean and acne free these past couple weeks. I will list all of these products down below in my description, just in case you want to go out and pick up these products to use and try for yourself. So definitely check them out.
So there you have it. That is my daily skincare routine, both my morning and nighttime routine. If you don't already have a skincare routine, it is not too late to start, so I highly recommend that you do today. Let's face it, fellas, we all want to look good, so let's start taking care of our face and our skin. That way we look like David Beckham, Daniel Craig, Lenny Kravitz when we're in our 50s and 60s. Lastly, if you're still watching this, I appreciate y'all tuning in to the end. If you enjoyed this video and found these tips helpful, then please hit the like button down below. I greatly appreciate your support, and if you want as well, you can take it a step further and become one of my OG subscribers and hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with all of my future and upcoming videos. I truly appreciate the support and look forward to making new videos for you. So until then, we will see you next time. Peace!